Chapter 2, Horrible Harry, the Stub People, and Halloween. The day before Halloween, Harry planned his invasion. "It's time to bring doom on our room, Doug," he said. I knew what he was talking about. It was time for the invasion of his stub people. "Do you need help?" I asked. "You may be my assistant." We put the first pair of stub people in Song Lee's desk while she was up at the pencil sharpener. When she returned, she reached into her desk for a piece of paper. Harry plugged his ears. I can't talk this morning. "I love it when girls scream," he said. "Look out for doom." I plugged my ears. Song Lee didn't scream. She didn't even jump out of her seat. Harry and I watched Song Lee play with the stub people. She made them dance on the top of her desk. Harry scowled. "This is an invasion," he complained. "My stub people aren't dancers. They're invaders. They bring doom to our room." I nodded. Here's a little picture of some stub people, I guess. Harry leaned over and whispered, "Next time we have to catch the enemy by real surprise." There's Song Lee playing with the stub people. When Harry and I got permission to go to the bathroom, we stopped in the hallway. We slipped some stub people into Sydney's sweater sleeves. Perfect, we thought. When it came time to line up for lunch, Harry and I waited. Slowly, Sydney put on his sweater, and we watched. Sydney would jump up and scream any minute now. But when Sydney put his arms in the sleeve, the stub people fell through and landed on the floor. Sydney never saw them. Neither did Ida or Mary. They stepped on them. Harry kneeled down and scraped up the stub people off the floor. Gently, he wrapped them in his handkerchief. We buried them in the garbage during lunch recess, and we gave them a farewell salute. "This means war," Harry exclaimed. "We've lost too many men. We have to invade the mainland now." "What's the mainland?" I asked. "You'll see," Harry said. Just before the bell rang, Harry put 2 pairs of stub people on the teacher's desk. "The teacher's desk?" I said. "The teacher's desk," Harry repeated. "Prepare for doom in the room." Then he sat up straight and folded his hands on his desk. When the bell rang, Miss Mackle walked up. "I can see Harry is ready for class," she said. "Plug your ears," Harry whispered as Miss Mackle walked to her desk. "She's going to scream and jump right out the window." "What's this?" Miss Mackle said when she saw the stub people. Harry took his fingers out of his ears. I did too. "How cute!" Miss Mackle exclaimed as she held one up. "Cute?" Harry said. "Cute?" I said. Harry and I gave each other a look. How could that be? The stub people are the scariest creatures on earth. Harry put his head down on his desk and buried his face in his arms. Sometimes it's real hard for Harry to be horrible. "Cheer up," I said. "Tomorrow's Halloween. That's your favorite holiday. You'll be real scary then." Harry looked up. "Halloween," he grinned. Nobody knew what Harry was going to be for Halloween, but everybody knew it would be something horrible. Just before the 3 o'clock bell rang, we talked about it. "Are you going to be Frankenstein?" Ida asked Harry. Harry flashed his white teeth. "Scarier than that." "Are you going to be a skeleton?" Mary said. Harry shook his head. "Much, much scarier than that." "Are you going to be a vampire?" Song Lee asked. After we said the pledge, I looked over. Wait, did I skip a page? I did skip a page, sorry. Harry shook his head again. "You'll never guess," Sydney said. "Oh, yes, I will. I bet you're going to be a canary." And he laughed and laughed. "Just beware, Sydney. Halloween is tomorrow." Then Harry leaned forward and shouted, "Boo!" Sydney jumped a foot in the air. The next morning in school, everyone watched the door and waited for Harry. Then, when a huge witch came in, everyone shivered. "It's Harry!" they shouted. And then the witch took off her green mask. "Good morning, boys and girls," a voice said. It was Miss Mackle. After we said the pledge, I looked over at Harry's seat. It was empty. Where was Harry? And then at 9:05, a very big Count Dracula showed up at the door. Everyone really shivered. "It's Harry!" they shouted. And then a voice said, "Happy Halloween, boys and girls." And it was the principal, Mr. Cardini. Then at 9:10, something slithered into the room. It was long and striped, and it had a thin red tongue. "Ah!" screamed Sydney. Miss Mackle walked over to the look. Who are you?" she asked. The snake slithered across the classroom floor, and everyone screamed. I don't know that I would scream. The snake went sss. Miss Mackle started to tap her foot. "If it's who I think it is, you're 10 minutes late for school." Everyone leaned forward to see. A head popped out of the snakeskin and flashed his white teeth. "Harry!" everyone shouted. "You're late," Miss Mackle said. "Snakes don't move that quickly," Harry replied. "It took me a long time to slither across the playground." "Well, you'll have to make up the extra time after school," Miss Mackle said. 10 minutes. Ooh, because he was late, he has to stay after school. How would you like that? Harry made a face. Sydney beamed. "My watch says 9:12. Harry glared at Sydney. Sometimes Harry is so horrible, he has to stay after school. Chapter 3. I'm going to go into Chapter 3 right away. Harry's Triple Revenge. Sydney brought a book of bird stickers to room 2B. He said he had a page of blue jays, a page of robins, and a page of something else. "What's the something else?" Ida asked. "It's a secret," Sydney said, looking at Harry. Harry lowered his eyebrows. "I know what the other stickers are. Don't you, Doug?" "I did when I looked at Harry's chair. There was a yellow canary sticker stuck to it." Sydney laughed. "Harry's a canary." Ida and Song Lee tried not to laugh. Harry held up his fist. I knew what he was thinking. Revenge. At noon, he lined up to go to the cafeteria. We lined up to go to the cafeteria. Harry got his lunchbox down from the shelf. Then he noticed something. A yellow canary sticker was stuck to his lunchbox. This time, Harry held up 2 fists. I knew what that meant. Double revenge. Then when he got to the cafeteria table, Harry didn't say anything. He just bit into a banana and stared at Sydney. After lunch, our class walked upstairs to the library. Harry went right to the section with books about snakes, slugs, and sea turtles. Mrs. Michelson tapped Harry on the shoulder. "I have a new book for you, Harry." Harry turned. "You do?" "Just came in today." And then she whispered, "It's horrible." Harry flashed his white teeth as he looked at the title of the book. Terrible Tyrannosaurus Rex. "Thanks, Mrs. Michelson. You're the best librarian in the world." Mrs. Michelson patted Harry on the head, and then she helped me find a book on Indians. Harry and I sat down at the reading table and read our books. We didn't think of a canary once. When we went back to room 2B, Harry put his dinosaur book under his lunchbox because he wanted to take it home. At 3 p.m., when the bell rang, we got our jackets, lunchboxes, and books. That was when Harry saw it. A yellow canary sticker stuck to terrible Tyrannosaurus Rex. Harry was so mad his eyebrows came together. Can you make your eyebrows come together? Harry gritted his teeth and carefully pulled the canary sticker off the plastic cover. "This means triple revenge," he growled. At 3:05, Harry spotted Sydney by the big bush. "Wait up," he called. "I want to tell you something." Sydney waited. "I just wanted to shake your hand," Harry said. Uh-oh. Is he going to do something horrible? Sydney scratched his head. "You do?" "Sure. That was a real neat trick you did today. You put a yellow canary sticker on my chair, my lunchbox, and then on my new library book. You're one funny guy." "Well," Sydney replied, "nothing like a good laugh." "Yeah," Harry said, "so I just wanted to shake your hand and let you know how I feel about things." Sydney put out his hand. Harry shook it. "Hey," Sydney said, jerking his hand away and looking at it. "What's this yellow and brown slime on my hand?" Harry made his teeth show as he smiled. "It was a slug." "Ah!" Sydney screamed. "I squeezed a slimy slug! Help!" He ran down the sidewalk, shaking his hand in the air. Harry closed his lunchbox. Well, Doug, a leftover banana packs a lot of power, especially for triple revenge, I said. So you can it's kind of hard to see because it's in the fold of the book. But there he is. So was it really a slug that he used? It was a slimy banana. That's kind of gross. A slug would be worse, though. Harry wiped his hands on his jeans. The guy had it coming. You don't fool around with terrible Tyrannosaurus Rex, he said as he tucked the book under his arm. Or me, I nodded, because it was the horrible truth. There you go. There's a couple chapters for you.